Hello, everyone. I am back. I'm Yuri Tovbin, and as I promised, we will do the rest of the song today. The song is Chattanooga Choo Choo from a movie called Sun Valley Serenade. Wonderful movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you do. Anyway, we went through a couple of slides, maybe 2 or 3, and now we have 3 more slides left. So let's do the next one. You leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:15. The Pennsylvania station is the second largest railway station in New York, second to Grand Central Station, but a large station in its own right. You leave that station on a choo-choo train about 3:15. About is about, but again, A would have made an extra syllable and what was dropped out for the rhythm. 3:15 is the old way of telling the time. 3:15 is 3:45. 3:30 would be 3:30. 3:15 would be 3:15, and 4 o'clock sharp would be 4 o'clock on the dot, where the minute hand would be on 12, and the hour hand would be on 4, on the dot of 4, and on the dot of 4 and dot of 12. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Read a magazine, почитай журнал, not читай, but почитай, because those are 2 types of actions that replace each other very fast. You read for a short time and you're in Baltimore before you know it. You haven't read a page maybe when you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, you go to the diner car for dinner. It's halfway down the train, and in major trains, in the most prestigious trains, the dining car is no worse than any good restaurant in town. You can have all kinds of hot meals there, drinks, hot drinks, alcohol, you name it, it'll be there. A diner in town usually is a small establishment with a counter, maybe a couple of tables, but normally it's a counter with customers sitting on high stools on one side and the waitresses or servers on the other side across the counter. It offers a limited menu, but the food is normally good and plentiful. Nothing could be finer. If you have the comparative degree finer, you should look for than, and you find it on the next line. Nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. Ничего не может быть приятнее, чем завтрак, яичница с ветчиной в штате Carolina or Carolina. Why breakfast? Because ham and eggs is usually a breakfast food. It used to be a very typical American breakfast. What do you have for breakfast? Oh my God, what else? Ham and eggs. Now it's more varied, of course, but in the olden days it used to be ham and eggs. And ham and eggs is usually a breakfast meal. And so if you have ham and eggs, you know, you have that for breakfast. You have breakfast in Carolina. Let's move on to the next slide. When you hear the whistle blowing 8 to the bar, it's the whistle of the train. Some trains have whistles, high frequency whistles, and some trains have hoots, which are low frequency hoots, and some trains have both hoots and whistles. And if the whistle blows 8 to the bar, it means there are 8/8 to a bar, 8/8 na 1 takt. It's a music term. If you are into music, you will know what it is. If you're not, forget about it. It's not all that important. A waltz is usually 3/4. A foxtrot is 8/8 or 2/4 or 4/4. But it's part of music terms. Don't wreck your brains over it. Then you know that Tennessee is not very far. If you hear that whistle blowing, you will know that you are approaching the state of Tennessee, and you'll be there soon. Shovel all the coal in. Shovel, as a noun, a shovel, is lapata. But here, it is used as a verb. It is the verb shovel in the imperative mood. You must shovel all the coal in. Where do you shovel it? You shovel it right into the furnace, where it warms a huge boiler, and that boils water to a boil. Water becomes steam, and steam moves the locomotive, and the locomotive pulls the train. You shovel all the coal in. The person who does it is called a stoker, a kachugar, and the stoker will shovel all the coal in to make the train move. Gotta keep it rolling. You have to keep it rolling. What do you keep rolling? Now, what is rolling down the track? The train, the Chattanooga choo-choo train. So you have to keep that rolling, and you have to keep it rolling fast to make it to Chattanooga on time. Woo woo Chattanooga, here you are, there you are. Вот мы и приехали в Chattanooga. Next slide. This is an interesting one. There's going to be a certain party at the station. There's going to be is interesting grammar because you could have had just a simple predicate. There is a certain party at the station. But in this case, your predicate is extended. Оно раздвинуто ваше сказуемое. It is extended by the going to construction. Instead of there is a certain party at the station, you have there's gonna be a certain party at the station. If you know that that certain party has been at the station, you'd say there must have been a certain party. If you think she's there now, you'd say there must be a certain party at the station. This is also an extension, but your predicate is extended by a modal verb. Sometimes you have two modal verbs in one predicate. For example, you must be able to do simple things like this. Must be able is the equivalent of can. You must be able. And your final notional verb to do, вы должны уметь делать такие простые вещи. Or a very frequent construction, you may have to work on Sunday. Возможно, вам придется работать в воскресенье. You may have to work on Sunday. Or at your age, you should be able to write words correctly. В вашем возрасте надо было бы писать слова правильно. You should be able. Not only that, but you can also have another extension. For example, you may have to begin looking after yourself, or you may have to begin taking better care of yourself. Возможно, вам придется следить за собой более тщательно. Возможно, придется. Or you may have to begin. Возможно, вам придется начать следить за собой. You have two extensions here, two modal extensions and one aspect extension. Begin. May, modal verb. Have to, modal equivalent. Begin, aspective verb. And finally, take care, the notional verb. And it's not anything out of the ordinary. It's not anything that you would see once in a blue moon in a sentence. No, it is a very commonly used construction, and it's a very favorite construction for many people to use. If you watch American movies or British movies,